Hello, everybody. Good morning. This is Adam Vore, Vice President of the Citizens Committee for Restructured Government, once again, with the CCRG News Roundup for Wednesday, June 27th, 2012. We got some really interesting stories today. It's very amazing, actually, how I usually only don't do these when I have enough pertinent information, but the news has been picking up lately, so let's get to it. Sure, we all know about the zombie story and the quote-unquote bath salts. This gentleman here was, this is from Waco, actually, and Waco, Texas. A man eats his dog while on synthetic drugs. So they're saying that it's the bath salts again that are causing this. I don't think it's bath salts. I think it has something to do with the chemtrails and the Morgellons disease that they're spraying on top of everybody. And I think it's starting to eat everybody's brain that doesn't have the immune system that they need. And again, this is just an opinion. But I think right now they're starting to take over a lot of people's minds. These chemtrails are just meant to take you over. And I notice this when I drive and when I go around my neck of the woods in Long Island, New York. And I just see people getting worse at driving. I see people making stupid decisions. I see people walking around literally like zombies. I watch people walk out of a Walmart, of all places, and they just literally were walking like zombies. And then I watch people walk out of another store, and they were walking out like zombies. So there's no energy. The Greeks have a saying, they call it zoe, and that means life. So like they have no energy, they have no life in their eyes, they're all dead inside. And this disease is starting to take everybody over who doesn't know about natural remedies to help combat it. So whatever bath salts is, stay away from it. I don't think it's the bath salts. I think it's an excuse they're using. But here's another victim. Another person's not being, but he is eating his dog while it was alive. Okay? And the dog did die. K2, yeah, that's BS. But anyway, next story. This story is very interesting. Cancer is purely man-made, say scientists after finding almost no trace of disease in Egyptian mummies. Who would have thought? So bottom line is they traced all the Egyptian the mummies. They looked into their genetic code and they found no disease whatsoever. Well, I shouldn't say no disease, but very small amount of disease. Basically proving that cancer is a man-made disease. There's no way that they had it back then. Back then, nobody got sick. I mean, the bubonic plague happened, and all that stuff. That's because they weren't hygienic enough, and nobody, they didn't know anything about hygiene. But in ancient Egyptian times, they knew somewhat of hygiene, and not anybody got sick. I'm saying it was a very rare occurrence. You had to be really stupid to get sick. But bottom line here is, as you can see, if you want to read the story, again, the story is going to be provided at the end of the video. You can go to the bottom of the video as always, so you can read that in your own leisure. UN receives Agenda 21 funding from world governments and corporations. Now, they pledged to fund, governments and private sector corporations pledged to fund the United Nations endeavors toward global governance, New World Order, with a generous $513 billion for Agenda 21 project that will restrict the movements of humans, perverse biodiversity, and assist the UN in attaining their Millennium Development Goals. So there you go. They just pushed the money forward to push Agenda 21, which is basically a manipulation and control of the planet. It's basically a global connection network between the New World Order to control their part of the world and to work together to control everybody's mind. And remember, the word government comes from the word gubernatario, which is, Greek, which means to control, and ment, which means mind. So government literally translates to control the mind. Nothing more needs to be said. So replace, our current government with this government, and it's just worse than what it is now. Okay? So you can read this story at your leisure. Exclusive. Undercover reporter infiltrates security firm to expose the London Olympics. Okay? Now, there's been a lot of sayings what's going to be happening very soon in the London Olympics. It starts in 30 days, so I believe on the 27th of July or 26th of July or whatever date it may be. When the Olympics start and the opening ceremony happens, I don't know when it's going to happen, but they're basically saying how there's lack security, and there's people coming out saying how they won't allow bomb sniffing dogs into the arena, because it's my opinion that they placed bombs somewhere and they're going to blame it on a terrorist attack, and then they're going to declare martial law in Britain, and they're going to basically take more Britain people's rights away, and that's basically that's going to be their 9/11. So their 9/11 is going to be the attack on the London. I could be wrong. I could not be, I could be right, but I would, suffice to say, I would guess that I am right, that some shit's going to go down at the London Olympics, and they're going to use that to push forward the New World Order. So you can watch this video. I highly suggest to watch the whole video. This way you can get an idea of what we're in store for. Next article. TSA conducting random searches on U.S. highways. Small-town cops pile up on useless military gear. Okay, so you can watch this video again at this link. Basically, the TSA is starting to conduct random searches on U.S. highways. Okay, now they're pulling people over, saying, "Your papers, please, your papers," and they want to see, that you have your. I mean, I could understand if they want to see that you're inspected, and I could understand if they want to see that not only are you inspected, but that you have your license, and what I'm saying, like you're legal. I can understand that, but they're just pulling people over just to pull people over now, just to and it gets to the point where it gets out of control. It's like, how far do they have to go? It gets to the point where it's pointless. It's a waste of everybody's time. It's a waste of taxpayers' money. They should be looking down drug criminals, and they should be hunting down murderers and rapists and child molesters, and they should just be doing their job. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just stopping innocent people who just want to go on with their life and do what they got to do. So you can read this article again. Evidence of a mirror universe found, say researchers in Italy. Now, I watched this video. It's very short. But they sent particles through some kind of a void test, and the particles bounced back. And they literally destroyed the particles in a specific manner, and the particles reappeared back in the general area where they just, where they had them, proving that they bounced off of another universe. Now, I found that very interesting because, I mean, I always knew that there possibility of multiple realities and mirror universes and whatnot. But what that basically proves is that it's kind of like a ping. Like when you have a computer and you ping another computer, you're basically sending out a ping. And when the ping comes back, it shows you that the computer is there and you can talk to each other. It's basically like, it's basically a type of communication. So if they sent particles out and the particles came back in, then that means in the mirror universe, they was somebody of the same, was doing the similar experiment at the same exact time or around about the same time, and they sent particles into our universe. So it's basically showing how there's another reality out there besides our own, which is very, very interesting and scary. Now, I've known, the possibility of these multiple realities, but very interesting to suffice to say, you guys should watch the whole video. London 2012 Olympics, offenders to face instant justice under new court plans. All right, they're basically saying anybody who, does anything wrong during the Olympics, they have the right to judge you right there, and you're just going to go to jail. You don't have to go before a judge. It's just boom, you're done. So if they catch you breathing the wrong way, you're going to jail. They catch you speaking out against the government, you're going to jail. There is no court. That's basically dictatorship. We're in a dictatorship. It's over. No one, people need to stand up against this, and some bad things are going to happen soon, and I don't know what. Just all I can say is everybody start praying, ask, for the protection, and, do what you can, do the best you can, survive the best you can. Don't go insane in the process, and stay cool, and have an escape plan. Be ready to act if necessary, and do your best. So again, that's all the news we have for today. Once again, I'm Adam Vore, Vice President, ccrg.info. Take care.